Hello and welcome back to the channel. So it's been a while and apologies for my absence. However, we are now back, here to stay. And I was really racking my brains of like, what is the most valuable lesson that I learned in getting to where I am? You know, outside of mindset stuff, which we've covered a lot about, but the actual tangible and kind of tactics wise stuff. And it's this one thing. And in fact, I had hit a glass ceiling of where I just could not penetrate 20K a month for love nor money. And it was my appointment setting. I paid for a coach and they said, look, you're doing all of this wrong. And I split down my calls into a qualification call and a demo call. That enabled me to sift through all of the dirt to find the gold. So instead of me booking, 8 to 10 half an hour appointments plus buffer, I then learned how to do, 10-minute calls of where we have a quick qualification call. 1, to make sure they're interested. 2, make sure they're financially qualified. 3, they're gonna be a good fit for your service. And then book a demo call to spend that, time. That completely changed my business because I was then able to book kind of 20 calls a day at 10 minutes a go and, have a quick telephone call and make sure that they were serious before showing them the system and then booking a demo call. And that, for me, that was completely life-changing because I was used to the same show up rate. And again, we've kind of worked on that and I'll cover that in another story of how to improve your sharp rate. But this one shift in my business, then got me past 20 to 30K, and for me, it was just like, why haven't we been doing this sooner? It was one of those kind of light bulb moments. Yes, of course, if you are booking straight to demo, you're going to be wasting a lot of time. Have a 5 to 10 minute call to assess the prospect's suitability first and then book to demo. It will make all of the difference because you will be able to gauge their interest, especially if you're doing cold calling or, social media outreach, something that is cold, where they don't know, like, and trust you yet. They haven't even heard your voice, apart from maybe a VSL, if you're sending them to a, video sales letter website where they get to, see some content about what, closers, for example. If somebody no-shows, they expect that if they do not rock up to that sales call, then they're not interested. 9 times out of 10, they are just busy, especially if you're in a real estate niche. A busy client is a good prospect because it means that you can help take a lot of the prospecting off their plate so they can focus on having real estate conversations with the right people. A little bit like what we do is we, sift out through all of the dirt and find the nuggets of gold. We do that for our client. So, when somebody is busy, it's so easy to tell they're not interested or, you can get into that negative mindset. And it's the same with cold calling. You can go into every call and it's like, oh, they're not gonna wanna speak to me. You have to be in the mindset of how can I help this person? They're not aware of me yet, but I'm going to show them how I can help. When you believe in your product and service and you get great client results, that's when the whole world changes because then you've got that conviction. Now I've been able to systemize it where I don't even do we call it a 5-minute call because then it doesn't seem a lot in their diary. It is booked for 15 minutes, but it's called 5-minute calls. So mentally and emotionally, it's only 5 minutes. So when we cold call, when we follow up on leads that are coming through ads, have you got 5 minutes? We send them the 5-minute call, it books out 15. My 5-minute call, as my team jokes, is when I do them, they can go on forever because I like to squeeze as much juice out of every call and really like to build rapport, learn about their business because I like to gatekeep the people that come into our business. I don't want people coming into the business with the wrong expectations, for example. And that's what can sometimes happen once you bring on closers and other members of the team that maybe haven't worked with you along and again, that's another video that we would need to cover, further down the line. And I'm more than, if there's anything that you guys want to know, I'm more than happy. Just drop a comment in the chat and I'll be able to cover anything that you particularly want to know. But honestly, making that one shift of breaking it down into 2 calls Also making sure, because sometimes, you know, especially in real estate, they work in teams, they work in duos. Not always is the decision maker on the phone. So you have to make sure that they both going to attend, and you have to ask that question. Is there anybody else that needs to see this presentation and, you know, for us to break down your business and see if this would be a good fit for you, for me to show you the system? Is there anybody else that needs to go on that? It's so important, because what you don't want to do is do the whole presentation, say, oh, I really love what you're doing. However, you know, I now need to go back and talk with my partner. They make the financial decisions, or, you know, they're the people responsible for the leads, or they're the, you know, depending on the situation and the setup of the business, also depends on what niche. Also, that allows us to measure 5-minute calls to demo calls, what the ratio is, how many people are genuinely interested. And I go and listen to those calls regularly, and, you know, we've got 2 different people doing them in our organization, and then I can see, you know, and in a lot of instances, it's a way of them selling themselves to us. It's us saying that, you know, we know what we're capable of, and this is our service. Why would you be a good fit for us to send you these 15 referrals every 90 days? You know, that enables me to gauge what their sales process is like. You know, if I'm going to send you a referral, what does that look like? Tell me what your sales process is. That enables them to tell me what they're going to do once I start booking them appointments. And, you know, how many do you think that you can close? A lot of real estate agents will say, you know, 8 to 10, or, you know, 80% to 100%. And in lead generation, typically the conversion rates, depending on the traffic source, are anywhere between 20 and 30%. You know, because colder leads do not know, like, and trust them. They're very, very different to referrals. And again, there's different ways of warming up the audience, like you can do with ads, increase the show up rate. That's the beauty of working with real estate, is that our businesses aren't that different. In a lot of instances, people say, how do I know this is going to work? I say, well, you're on a call with me now. No, the same system that got you on this call is the same system that we use to get your prospects on a call. It's just for a different reason. You know, and you can swap that out in any different niche, whether it be gyms, whether it be chiropractors, whether it be dentists, real estate agents, you know, it works. So thank you so much. I'm not going to keep you, but yeah, make that one change. I would love to hear what you do well. I mean, drop some comments below and let me know how you've got your agency set up, what your struggles are, and that would really give me an idea of maybe where I could give most value and give back to the community. And oh, by the way, we've also got a free Facebook group with, if you didn't see my last video, there's like a snippet of my free course of just the 5 steps that took me from 0 to 10K, and the mindset stuff that I went through that enabled me to get to a point where I could outreach consistently, that I was driven, I was focused. So if you want to check that out, again, I'll put the link below. It's in Social Media Marketing Hacks, and that will give you access to the free course. You literally sign up, you get given a password, and it's actually on a platform. So it's not a series of YouTube videos, it's an actual course with actual resources. I just want to give as much value as I can, and if there's anything that I can help with, by all means reach out. Thank you so much, and I'll see you on the next one.